Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today what I'm bringing to you guys is an update video for Brimstone Sands being released onto the PTR, and also a Halloween event that we are going to be able to access in the PTR early doors as well, which is some very exciting stuff. Now, there is obviously a full post here, which I will leave linked in the description of today's video, like always, for you guys, so that you can check it out for every detail, should you wish to do so, as generally what I'm going to do is cover this as a whole, just to give you guys an overview and the latest news and updates. So essentially what we're seeing is, of course, as you can tell from the title of the video, and of course this title of this article right here, the PTR, which goes through kind of what they're wanting to do on it, etc., and what the reasons for it are, but they've essentially added the brand new Brimstone Sands zone. So you can actually head in there and you can play this zone now intentionally. Obviously, some players were able to get in before this point. I've seen a few content videos across YouTube. However, I wasn't able to do so, and you weren't supposed to be able to get in there. So this is now intended for you to be in there. And they have obviously updated the backstories so that those are level 60 as well. So you can go in and explore this at your full content's desire. Now, obviously, if you have already created a character on the PTR that is available and that you've been leveling up kind of throughout the process, you will need to create a new one if you want to get that level 600 gear score with level 60 accounts. You can go in and really take on this new zone, which is, of course, what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, get myself a nice little Greatsword as well, because, of course, that is in there. We also have the Ennead Expedition, which is their brand new and their newest edition once Brimstone Sands drops. And it's going to be the Roman and the Egyptian themed kind of expedition that we're seeing here. It's the Corrupted Legion, and obviously it's going to be the ancient ruins where they will fight the vigilant Nubian guardians and solve hieroglyphic puzzles to achieve new power. So this is really cool. Obviously that is the brand new expedition, so I'll bring you guys an update and some gameplay on that in a future video. Now, on top of that, we also have heart gem abilities. I am going to dive into this just a little bit more in depth than the other points, simply because it's something brand new to the game and some players may not have seen much about this yet. So essentially, it says here that adventurers can now further customize their playstyle through heart rune abilities. Detonate, which is where you can overload yourself with arcane energy to detonate and deal significant damage. Players can move and attack while the ability is active. You have Grasping Vines, which is where you punch your hand into the ground and unleash vines around you and root all nearby enemies. Stone Form, which is where you can turn yourself to stone and become immune to staggers, knockdowns, stuns, roots, and slows. Players can move and attack whilst this ability is active. Cannon Blast, which is where you whip out a large handheld cannon and fire a cannonball that explodes on impact for high damage. Be interesting to see whether that one has a CC element to it as well, causing a stagger or a stun. And then Dark Ascent here, which is sprout corrupted wings and fly up into the air, hover briefly, and then slam back down into the ground, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. I'll be honest with you, that one sounds absolutely insane, and I think that's probably the ability that I'm going to be going for when I can get my hands on this. Now, again, what I will do in the near future for you guys over the next coming couple of days is jump into the PTR, check these out, see if I can get my hands on a load of these, and give them a try, give you guys a rundown of what is actually the best one, what they look like, what the abilities do, that sort of stuff, and give you guys a full breakdown. But I did just want to go into these briefly, kind of go over what we're going to be getting, and it is essentially New World Ultimate abilities that are going to run alongside currently, you know, the active abilities that we have for the weapons and such like that. Now, it says here at the bottom of this section, players must fully charge their heart gem to activate an ability. Various combat actions like dealing and taking damage, blocking hits, and healing allies will charge your heart gem. The charge resets upon use. Experiment with and upgrade each heart gem to find a favourite. So you can obviously then change these out, is what it's saying, or that's what it is implying at least. And obviously you can, you know, charge those through whichever method of combat, whether it's taking damage, dealing damage, healing, whatever you want to do in a PvE or PvP environment. To charge these up, you then use it, the charge resets, and you have to charge up again to be able to use it. So basically, the more active you are in these battles or these fights that you're in, you're going to be able to use your ultimate ability more often, which is really cool. Now, obviously, the other thing that we know quite a lot about already is the Revamp starting experience. I've spoke about that quite a bit here on the channel, but essentially they've updated the quests so that they flow better. They've added a lot of dynamic quests. They've added lots of lore to them. They've revisited onboarding to stay focused on the central storyline, introducing the legacy of King Arthur in Monarch's Bluff and the curse of a famine from the sorceress Medea in Windswood. So actually giving a bit of lore and context to the game. Things like how the factions came about and all that kind of good stuff is also in the game right at the beginning now, so you can kind of understand the basics behind why there is 3 factions and what that impact has on Eternum, which is really, really cool. And of course, they've added loads of POIs to the zones, they've updated a lot of the areas, the actual settlements themselves, so like Windswood, Everform, Monarch's Bluff, all look absolutely amazing on the PTR, so if you haven't checked that out, certainly jump in and have a look, because that is really, really cool. And again, another thing that we know quite a lot about, I have got a guide up on the channel should you want to dive into this more, but it is the Greatsword. It's this epic looking weapon, big two-handed sword scaling from strength and dexterity. You can of course get hands on with that in the PTR now, and with the ability to spawn in at a level 60 with 600 gear score. I'm assuming we're going to get those boxes where we can get the weapons, so we can get hands on with this and really test out what the damage and defensive tanking, all that kind of good stuff, potential is with this weapon. So obviously, if anybody wants to play it, there is also a kind of section here how you can get onto it, essentially downloading it from Steam. But again, I will leave this article linked in the description so you guys can jump into it if you want to. And this is basically just telling us that we will get PTR backstory loadouts. So obviously you can get the brand new characters, which will be level 60 with 600 gear score. Players will be given multiple caches of special armor and weapons. Each cache has a designation based upon a general build and a main attribute, so con, dex, int, focus, or strength. And obviously, to manage the sudden onset of new items, do not open all of your caches at once, as always with the PTR. Now, that isn't actually it for the PTR, because one thing they haven't mentioned here, but they have mentioned on the forums, is the Halloween event. So what I thought I would do is just double check the patch notes before I brought you guys this video to make sure I wasn't missing anything important. And what you will see here in the focus, feedback and bug reporting section of the forums is new seasonal event, Night Vale Hollows. Now this one says here, and this is a post by Luxandra on the forums, I'll again leave this linked in the description for you guys if you want to check it out for yourselves, but it says, "Greetings adventurers, as the moon turns, so do the seasons on Eternum. With the parting of the joyous summer days, cool nights begin to creep in with an eerie air about them. The Night Vale Hallow shapes in the mist, shrieks in the night. The demon Balpazu, Marquis of Terror, and his horde of ghoulish pumpkinites are spreading a living nightmare across Eternum. Aid Salvatore the Mad in his quest to banish these foul terrors and collect a bounty of limited Night Vale Hollow rewards. Questline available for all characters at level 35 or above." Now, please let us know how you've enjoyed these seasonal changes on the PTR. In particular, due to the complex nature of this content, we're especially keen on feedback relating to the overall sense of direction, purpose, exploration, and fun. Additional feedback on balance and difficulty, technical issues and gameplay, etc., will be great. So, of course, if you guys do want to jump in and check that out, again, I will bring you guys a video on it, and it will be on a separate video to this one where I'm going to go over the gameplay, what this event is actually all about, so that you can either watch it straight away if you want to kind of get a heads up, or you can watch it nearer to the event actually being released on live servers if you don't want too many spoilers. But this is a really cool kind of thing they're going to be adding, which is going to be the Halloween event. So that gives us a little hint that they are testing stuff for October as well, which is really great. Obviously, that's next month. So we're kind of in a really good position to see a lot of very, very cool content come into the game. Obviously, like I said, if you guys want to check all of this stuff out for yourself, jump into the PTR. It is available on Steam. Both the article and the forums post that I've referenced in the video, like I've said throughout, will be linked in the description so you guys can check those out as well. But other than that, that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you do want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest from New World, make sure you drop in a subscribe and a like down below. And other than that, I will see you guys again very, very shortly in a brand new upload. So take care and peace.